It's Friday night, so it's time to internet, which is great 'cause it's Friday, which means it's internet. Loosey goosey style, freestyling on a Friday. It's the internet. Oh, what happened, internet? Oh, I crashed it. Sorry, guys. I crashed the internet with my enthusiasm. My enthusiasm was so strong, I crashed the internet. Sorry about that. Oh, so enthusiastic. So enthusiastic, I freaked out and I crashed the internet. My apologies, you guys. I'm sorry for my enthusiasm. It was just so powerful. My enthusiasm was so powerful, I shattered the internet. Jennifer J. Sarcino, first to the chat. Feel my swag. What is up? Eddie West, how you doing? Neurotic on a Friday night. G-Bear is here. Big Pedro, Potato Bro, Aquarium Cop. Everybody's here. People asking what the fuck was that? I broke the internet with my enthusiasm. I crashed it. I was so powerful. My power went straight into the internet's buns and crashed the internet. Sorry about that, guys. Sometimes my overwhelming power. Okay, in layman's terms, I changed the scene on XSplit, and XSplit decided to crash because I only have friggin' 32 gigs of RAM for it to handle, which is currently operating at 4% of the RAM needed. Or the RAM I have, it's only using 4% of it. 10% of the video card. And a little bit of GPU sprinkled on top. Yeah, so sometimes I change the scene and XSplit crashes. Or the camera drops out. Or the friggin' chat falls out. Or whatever. So the frustration shall continue. But those of you that have been following and tracking and hanging out here on the internet with me know that we are currently in a fundraising situation to try and change that. Try and get some different software here, which realistically, if it was only like $20, $50, I would just buy it myself because that is what I do normally. But we're talking about a little bit of an investment here of about $400. So I guess asking for help or whatever, or not, or every once in a while this thing will just crash. So either way, I'll still be here grinding away, fueling it up, kickstarting the old carburetor here on this jalopy of a computer, and doing what we can do with what we got, because the resources that we have are what we got. And Joel Gillett with the super chat. Thank you. Thanks, my brother. Thank you very much. That is one way to contribute to this, and I 100% appreciate it, and it all goes back into the stream here or the fish room for projects, for videos for you guys and the YouTubes and the community here and the projects ongoing. Hopefully, I have spread at least a little bit of knowledge to somebody at some point in time, and if that is the case, then we have succeeded at least, however small, however slight. All right, I'm back with my enthusiasm. I had to put that garbage in the garbage can, and it's over there off camera, which is, you know, part of the professionalism around here. You know, keep the garbage can off camera and keep the trash can right here, right front and center. But that's what's going on. Like I said in the title, it is kind of a freestyle in it here Friday for multiple reasons. But, I totally got off track there. The thing that I was trying to mention is that a couple of things. I have a couple of things to mention here business-wise. Let's get the business out of the way. Because you all know me, I'm into funny business, silly business, goofy business, and not so much serious business. But let's get the serious business out of the way so we don't trip. So we ain't tripping. So we ain't tripping over our own tails here. So let's get down to the business part. That is the Patreon page right there in the chat. I posted it in the chat. That is the Patreon page. If you want to patronize the patronizing Patreon page of patronization pickle piper pear. If you want to go to Patreon, go over there. You can kick in $1 or $2, or if you happen to be seriously well endowed in the monetary department, you can go ahead and just hit the $10,000 a month on there. I put that on there just in case, because we know that Jeff Bezos and Zuckerberg are trolling this. We know that they're hiding in the shadows. We know they're hiding in the shadows. We know they're hiding in the shadows. But do they know that we know that they are? Or do I even know that I know that they know that I know that they know, right? But the big project there will be a gigantic fish tank of the 22,000-gallon variety coming down the pipe at some point in time. If y'all have to wait for me to do it on my own, it's going to be a much longer timetable, but I will get to it. I'm going to have to figure out how to sell my kidneys, at which case means I need to find the black market and find those associates there that will purchase said kidneys, but I'll get there. I'll figure it out. I was driving around looking for directions today to the black market, and I couldn't find it. But I'll keep searching. I'll keep searching for the black market where they buy the kidneys. Oh, Potato with the super chat. Thank you very much, my brother. Potato has done so much for me recently. I can't say thank you enough to that guy. But I can also say I'm excited for our projects coming down the line. All About DIY just showed up. What's happening? Happy Friday. It is Freaky Friday up in here. We're kind of freestyling it here on a Friday. Joel's asking a good question here. Is there a way for us to donate our body parts to the channel if we wish to? Well, now here's the thing. I wouldn't consider myself a middleman in the illegal human parts trade. I wouldn't consider myself the proper middleman to send your body parts to. So I would say drive around your local city until you do find the black market and trade off your goods for an exchangeable item like cash or gold. Gold doubloons, probably. Spanish gold doubloons, probably some treasure that was in the deep sea. Get those, and then you can upload those into the internet via the PayPal service and insert it right inside the internet's body, and then you can forward that over through the Patreon. Yeah, that seems logical, right? It seems. I mean, it sounds like a lot of steps, but it's really not. It's not a whole lot of steps. I figure the hardest part is actually getting the medical supplies. That's probably the hardest part. Oh, I do hear that Bitcoins is inside the internet. I got people texting. I'm gonna put my phone over there because I'll put my phone over there on the floor because people texting me new albums that they wrote. All About DIYs here, Joel Gillett, Jennifer J. I'm moving to Las Vegas from TV. That's where the black market is. Oh, Jennifer, are you actually moving to Las Vegas? Is that what's going on? So you're moving from Washington to Vegas? Oh, man, that's wild. That's a wild move. if you're moving to Vegas, are you actually moving to Henderson? I would imagine you're probably moving to like the surrounding area. Henderson's really the only one I know. Maybe there's a cooler area around there, but that would be my guess. Eddie West with the super chat. Oh, you guys are going super chat on Friday. Super chat crazy on a Friday. Thank you, Eddie. Oh, Jennifer just found out today she's moving to lovely, lovely Henderson. Winner! I guessed it correctly, folks. I don't know what I win. Probably an extremely dirty shirt and a gloriously grody hairstyle. Seems like that's what I've won. I was unable to make it to the barber today, so, you know, and one of the reasons we're freestyling today is because I couldn't shoot video, but here's the reason why I couldn't shoot video. I had to work late. So I had to work late, then I had to get back here, then I got a bunch of stuff done, then Vicky got home late, everybody was getting home late, everybody had a long day, it was super hot out, but what I was going to do tonight was going to take too long. It was just going to take too long to shoot the video and then bring it in here, upload it, get it all ready and all that kind of stuff. There just wasn't enough time to do it. So, here's the deal. The new router came today. The modem. What the fuck? What am I doing here? Yeah, router with external antennas. And before anybody tells me, I know this is not the fastest one out there, but I don't have 1 gigabyte here. I have 100 megs. So this one will go actually up to 300 megs. So I don't need the gigantic, super heavy-duty one because my internet's not even that fast. My internet's 100 meg speed, so this is going to work just fine to pass it on. Netgear Dealy Bobber, $40 down the drain, you know. But here's what's cool about that is that I don't have any video tonight for our live stream, other than this lovely, this whole thing I got going here. But here's the cool thing. When I get that networked, which is maybe tonight, probably tomorrow. Well, tomorrow morning we have to drive out to the ocean and back and drop off a bunch of furniture. So it's going to be tomorrow's live stream will be in the afternoon, early evening, or something like that. But when I get that hooked up, when I go to do the rockscape for the reef, I'm going to test out running the live stream off of my phone. I'm going to set it up out there so that I can actually shoot and stream through the network, through the internet work, and hand it out that way. Kang Lee has showed up. What's up, Kang Lee? I don't recognize you. You must be new. Welcome. Welcome to the madness. But so that was kind of the thing. I wasn't too disappointed in not having any video tonight and just kind of going freestyle here with whatever you guys got coming down the pipe. And so I figured I could get that up, and then we might be able to stream me actually putting all those rocks together and all that kind of stuff, which I think would be pretty cool. I think that would be a fun opportunity to do a reefscape live on the Mexican radio, aka Internoodles. So that would be so that I think that will end up being a kind of a what do you call beneficial kind of thing. And then another, because the reason I couldn't do that rockscape tonight is the reefscaping. I actually have to take a bunch of water out of the tank in order to do that. I have to drain it down about halfway, and I just didn't have time to set all that up, get it drained. Blah 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 ba 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 ba. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have time to do that, and so that was kind of the if I had reasoning, that was my reasoning. So maybe I got my head up my ass, and it's a bad idea, but that was kind of my reasoning of going like, well, hey, maybe tonight's not a total wash, and at least you guys will have something forward to look something to look forward to, and I would also have something to look forward to. I also have some other cool projects coming down this weekend because the lovely, lovely Victoria Ann managed to move almost all of the stuff today, so we're only going to have to make one moving trip tomorrow, which is fantastic because that's going to free us up for a lot of the other projects that need ongoing this weekend, which is totally cool. Oh shit, Neurotic with the surprises! Oh, sorry, it's like a sneeze sometimes. Neurotic is here, dropping super chat surprises. Thank you, Neurotic. I appreciate it. Look at this. This is dirty. This is a dirty shirt. I'm a dirty boy. Dwayne is hit the nail right on the head. It is, in fact, drywall all over my chest. Got a little bit of drywall mud on me, which isn't the worst thing in the world. The worst thing in the world is, in fact, insulation. Dirty, old, nasty insulation from under a crawl space. That is the worst thing in the world. I've officially decreed that getting crappy old insulation down your shirt from crawling around in someone's old crawl space has to officially be the worst thing in the world. I don't know. I cut my thumb off a little while ago with a saw, and I think that's a close second or fourth, probably. Yeah. King Leezy, what's up? King Leezy, what's up? And Steenfont Aquatics. There, I have to say it like that. You have a last name that I have to say like that. I have to say Steenfont Aquatics, brought to you by Hasbro, allegedly. Steenfont is a local here. He's a local to Washington. It's pretty near me. I could probably throw a rocket missile up, and it would probably land on his house. I don't have a rocket missile, but it seems within the range of what things like a rocket missile could do, I think. He has a close association with Corey from Aquarium Co-op. Those guys hang out quite a bit, and they both have really cool videos, cool projects, and are cool dudes. And speaking of those two guys in cahoots, Sashimi Whiskey came up, and now they're forming a trifecta of power, which is pretty cool. Though I would like to give a big shout out to Corey for he actually sent this channel out on his monthly newsletter. And thank you very much, wherever you are, Corey. Hats off to you, brother. I very much appreciate it. It's super cool. Yeah. See. But those of you that missed yesterday's live stream, we also have another edition. We have a new addition here to the studio. You want to call this a studio? This is my art studio. It's my recording studio. We have another edition. Now we have two matching microphones, which means I'm probably going to paint the old one something funny, which I'll probably make a video out of that. And me most likely taking a 45 to my old microphone, just to make sure it doesn't ever come up on the list of coming back into action. It smells okay. It doesn't smell really bad, but if you sniff it real hard, my old mic does not smell that great. This one smells fresh like a daisy. This one smells fresh like Burning Man, if that makes sense to you. But yeah, special thanks to everybody coming out. Our freestyle is going pretty well. We have a bunch of cool super chatters tonight. Thanks, guys. And I also wanted to give a shout out to our newest. Oh crap! We have two new. Oh shoot. Okay, we have two. I'll just give a shout out to one of them that is here. I know in the chat is here. Jennifer J. Sarcino, our newest patronizer. I don't know what patron. Patron. It feels funner to say patronizer. Patronizing me. You could be patronizing somebody in a good way or a bad way, but either way. And Matthew Guillemette. Maybe it's Germ-Talian. I don't know. Our newest Patreon patronizers. Thank you very much, you guys, for everything you do, everything that you do. And let me get to the, wherever it is in here, the whatchamacallit. Let's get to the fan questions, the part where people send me questions and I talk about them. Our Coop sent me something today. Thanks for posting the super fast versions. Haven't had time to watch the live streams. Could use your mechanical skills in our powerhouse. I'm not sure what your powerhouse is, but I'm really interested to get in there, whatever that powerhouse thing is. That sounds like it has diodes and flips and switches and knobs and all sorts of interesting things that I would like to go in and poke, lick, touch, wrench, pinch. I don't know. I don't know what your powerhouse is, but that sounds really cool, our Coop. And you're welcome for posting the fast versions. At some point in time, I started making the fast versions. I'm not sure if they're really good or bad. They're sort of indifferent. I think I want to remake them a little bit better, but I need more free time to edit those. I just really do, if I want to make them into something cooler. So I think we're going to have to stick with that format in the meantime. Obviously, I won't do a super fast version of this rambling nonsense because I would just have to record a bunch of stuff and then fast forward it, and that would basically be what it was. I'd be like, all my life, there's been heartache and pain. You know, like that. Where is the questions I was going to answer? All right, where'd he go? Never mind. I don't really have any questions over here. Everything is just says thanks. I was watching you and went to the kitchen to make coffee. I put the phone down and was listening to you and thought, why don't you do podcasts just for listening on the go? Okay. This is from Ruben. This is from longtime subscriber. Long-time subscriber, first-time caller. Ruben, my man Ruben. I very much enjoy having conversations with Ruben, and here's what he said. I was watching you, and I went to the kitchen to make coffee, and I put the phone down, and I was just listening to you and thought, why don't you do podcasts just for listening on the go? Thanks. Now, I will, at some point in time, be doing podcasts. I have been 100%... Hold on. I'm rattling the coffee down here. This is what you don't do on podcasts. You don't rattle the coffee around down here. Some delicious iced coffee that I made with Denise. Oh, we made that together. It was a teamwork. So the podcast question. This podcast question, I've been getting this recently. It's something that I've talked about. It's something that I've been working on. The format is slowly coalescing. Now, here's the problem. I have not been able to find a co-host, cohort, co-venus, whatever you want to call them, second personality, another person to do the podcast with in any kind of reliable fashion. So the problem is I'm going to have to either hire somebody and pay them, which... I don't know. That may be a possibility. Or I'm just going to have to start bribing people to get them to come down here. I had 3 prospective dudes that were going to come and do it. And lo and behold, they just too damn busy or something. Or just flaky or nervous. Maybe they're nervous. I don't know. Maybe they're nervous in the service and they don't want to do it. The one that seems most likely is not one of those 3. But Carson Anderson, hopefully, maybe he'll just maybe him and his wife will just move down here or something. Currently, the commute is really far, but they do come down here on the weekends because their family is down here to bring the baby. He's got a brand new baby. And so maybe he'll be the one who will step in. We'll be able to do some different style live streams with two of us here, yucking it up, acting like idiots, doing a little slapstick, Three Stooges kind of nonsense. And but we'll see how that evolves. If I do have a timeline written down, and I won't tell you what the date is, but I do have a timeline written down that I will just start producing them on my own. And if that is the case, then I will just do them solo, deep breath, in the future for the whole time. So that will be, if I do a podcast and that's what ends up happening, if I have to start my own individual solo one, then I'm just going to do it solo from here on out. Although I've been having my fingers crossed to hopefully have someone else involved. So I know that is kind of a weird way to answer it, but it is something that I definitely want to do. And it is something that I don't necessarily want to do solo all the time, but finding anybody to do one has been quite difficult. So depending on how things go, I do have a couple of other avenues that I might end up going down. If I'm going to hire somebody, then I do have avenues to go down that little wiggle road. So if that makes any lick of sense to you. Potato. I should be heading up there at least one more time before the end of summer, so that's one day out of a few hundred. Yeah, I know Potato will definitely be coming on here at some point in time, whenever that time is correct and right. And at least the studio is set up now that, barring my over-enthusiasm and breaking the internet, that we'll be able to do it now. The last time he was up here, we didn't have enough infrastructure. We didn't have enough infrastructure in place. The bridges and roads were all crumbling here, and we didn't have enough infrastructure in order to even really do anything. But we are at this point set up well enough to broadcast. And as you can see, it is hot in here. I feel like I'm getting hot, guys. I think I'm getting a heat stroke. Oh, Big E's is here. Did I forget to say hi to Big E's? Big E's, what's up, man? It's the Fish Fam. The Fish Fam is here on a Friday. And I do appreciate y'all guys coming out, for sure. It's way more fun than just talking to myself, right? All right, so we went through all that stuff. We talked about the reef. What else do we need to talk about? Hold on. Okay, there's that thing. Oh, and then here's some minor news. Those of you that were here yesterday, during the live stream, you guys will notice that Rob, aka Flip Aquatics, came on, and so we chatted very quickly in regards to what shrimp he has or what shrimp he can get in, and I think that's the direction we're going to get going here as far as the shrimp goes. So the shrimp thing should be taken care of in regards to what we're looking for. I think the initial shrimp that I'm going to start out with, where'd this freaking thing go? These buttons. Buttons, you guys, buttons. Will most likely be going around shadow pandas or something like that. The blue pandas, probably what we're looking for. Something in that range, possibly blue bolts. But I need some blue variety crystal shrimps. I think that's the direction we're going to go because that seems like the right move at this point. And I think the price point that he quoted me, which means doesn't matter to you guys, and I wouldn't tell you anyhow, $100 million. I mean, I know. Sounds extravagant, but... oh, hold on. The coffee's back, guys. You hear that? I did put a little bit of sugar in here, but I think it just sunk to the bottom. All right. Oh, crap. I didn't put down a coaster. You guys, I didn't put down a coaster. Oh, here we go. Let's use an old CD. There we go. The CDs are useless anyhow. But they're good for coasters. And yes, as Joel Gillett was saying, this is a delightful Care brand. Self-sealing. Wide mouth mason jar. Which I purchased bulk at the Old People store. A.K.A. the secondhand store. That's where I go and get them. At the secondhand store. The old people store. I guess that's not very PC of me, but hey, man, that's reality sometimes. I call it the old people store. It's from when I was a child. Okay, I'm not making fun of old people. I'm almost there. I'm almost an old people. There's gray in my beard now, looking like an old guy. Should probably have a kid at some point. But Sorry, I was reading Potato's comment here. Can come up with $100 million for a few shrimp, but when it comes to the 20,000 gallon tank, you just can't do it, man. It's the fish life for sure. It's not $100 million. It's gonna be, but it's gonna be a reasonable purchase. But it is in line with replacing my old colony, so that's where that money is gonna come from. Basically, like, if you wanted to call it insurance money or something like that, that's basically what's happening. When everything died, I took some money and I moved it over into another account, and that was going to be my shrimp purchasing money. One of the reasons I've been poor is because I took that money and I put it into an account that I couldn't mess with. So that was all, like, basically I took all my extra money and I put it into a you know what I'm saying? And then I haven't been able to touch it until that's going to be purchased. But I also need to purchase replacement shrimp for Victoria's shrimp, which are a little bit easier to source. So we need to figure out exactly the ones that she wants, and we'll do those. And I'm going to most likely not be super anal about my shrimp this time around and not be too worried about what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get creative and start messing around with the shrimp and kind of go nuts and hopefully end up with a cool variety, if that makes sense. So we got that sorted out yesterday. And then there was another thing that got sorted out, which 100% escapes my mind now, so I can't remember exactly what that was, but we'll get to it at some point in time. But yeah, that our plan for that the 20,000 gallon tank is ongoing. That is going to keep working and keep going. We shall see. We shall see. It's marinating. It's marinating ever so slowly in my mind as to what we're going to be doing, and hopefully we can fund that project. I don't know if we can or not. Realistically, I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can't. I'm trying to not keep my fingers crossed or my expectations up and just stay positive about the whole thing. We shall see. We shall see how it goes. It could materialize, but who knows? Oh, Nisi is lurking again. Oh, Nisi lurking. Creepy lurker style. Hi, Nisi. Thank you. She says to hit the like button. I suppose that's good. Hitting the like button, I guess. I don't know. I just give a shit if people watch the whole thing, and that's it. Or comment, I guess. Like if you got a question or something. I don't know. I guess that's all I care. I'm really more interested in the exchange than preaching. I don't know. I've made well over 500 videos now. A bunch of those are how-tos and all that kind of stuff. I'm more interested in the back and forth now than just likes and comments and all that stuff. But then again, maybe that's my problem all these years, you guys. Maybe that's my issue. Who knows? Probably because I cuss and stuff like that. People get mad at me. But I guess Nisi's around, lurking in the background, being sneaky, which seems like a reasonable thing. Seems like a reasonable thing for a reasonable person to do. Okay. Well, I've kind of run out of things to talk about. I guess we're kind of getting to that point where I'm running out of things to talk about. What happened today? Drove around in traffic as usual. It's nonsense. Though I will say, something I noticed today was the freeway project that's going on here. They're actually building that much quicker than I thought that they... Or not that like what I thought, but my expectation with the expectation of what I thought that they were going, how long they were going to be taking to pour it. And I have to say, I'm a little bit excited to see how quickly they are building this thing. Where is my mouse? Where are you, mouse? Where have you gone? Ah, okay, there we go. I think I got it. I don't know, the mouse was like 15 feet off the screen for some reason. Sorry. The fits of rage. The fits of rage are intense. Sorry about that. Jennifer found a leech in your QT tube. Other than killing with fire, how do I get rid of them? Leech. Shit, I really don't know how to get rid of leeches. I mean, I thought you killed them with fire. I thought that was the whole thing. Oh, so Nisi's been lurking around on some kind of vacation. Oh, that's cool. Jennifer, check out the Fish Nerds channel. He dealt with leeches. I don't remember what his remedy was, though. Dwayne says salt. I don't really know how to deal with leeches. How do you even get a leech in the first place? Well, yeah, I know you can feed them to chickens. That's a good point, Rurutu. I do know that. Or, yeah, just stick it in its own tank. Yeah, you could take it out and culture it. You could culture it like mosquitoes. You could culture it like mosquito larvae and feed them to your fish. Maybe. Donnie Hill coming in straight out of Oklahoma. I was looking right at the chat. I was looking right at the chat when he chatted in. Donnie Hill. I like your name, man. That's a cool name. I should probably go to Oklahoma at some point in time again. The place was dusty and hot. Oh, Cichlid Bro. Cichlid Bro coming in on a Friday night. The Cichlid Bro. Cichlid Bro. Canadians building their houses and being in punk rock bands. You know what I'm talking about. Sorry guys, I'm in a really weird mood tonight. I probably should have taken a nap or something and just relaxed. Donnie Hill says it sucks here, dude. All right, I'm not going to Oklahoma then. A friend of mine lives in Tulsa. She is a library curator, a curator of a big library in Tulsa. I thought that might be fun to go to. But then again, it sounds kind of terrible at the same time. I guess. Cichlid Bro, you don't have. You could watch the upload, but you could be here now. We're live now. We're live on the internet, Cichlid Bro. Cichlid Bro. Cichlid Bro. I think Cichlid Bro should be on the Patreon. I think he should be on the Patreon. But you're right, Joel. This is strange lands. It's strange lands we're living in. But Oklahoma is exceptionally strange. It was really dusty and hot when I was there, but I think that's pretty much how everyone who's from there would describe it. I think that's pretty accurate. They would go dusty and hot. I think that those are probably the two descriptive words that they would probably come up with, I would imagine, to throw down one. Wait a minute, Potato. Have you located a Synodontis catfish? Yes. I want a Synodontis catfish from a reliable place. I don't want one from some dirty old gross store. Although my madness is going strong. Eddie says Kansas is worse. I would debate that. I could easily debate that because I had a good time when I was in Kansas last time. Last time I was in Kansas, we went to a bunch of places like Garden City and all these pretty cool places that I liked in Kansas. I don't know if I'd want to live there though. I don't think I would want to live in Kansas. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, but I could see why people live there though. I'll tell you. About 25 to 30 from a place you have been. What? Potato, are you talking in like weird, like cryptic code? Is this a cryptic code? Is this a code message? Are you afraid that someone's going to steal the Synodontis catfish? It's not the only one in the world. It's not the only one. Only experience. Only experience. What is up? I should have said what's up to you. I apologize, man. It's been a busy Friday, and I'm drinking iced coffee, so, you know, I'm a little scatterbrained, you know? I'm a little scatterbrained. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Oh. Well, I will reply to your Cardinal Shrimp comment and raise you the fact that I think Vicky wants to do Cardinal Shrimps. So it would be kind of obtuse and rude of me to do them in the tank right next door to hers. So I think that's what she wants to do. She wants to do blue something and Cardinal Shrimp. I think those are the two that she really wants to do. So I think that's where she's going. Although I would like to get her on here so that we actually have something on record of exactly. Oh, World of Wet Pets got him in? I got to finish my comment about the whole thing. Sorry, it popped up on there. Rutu, yeah, Blue Velvets and the Cardinal Shrimps. Those are the two that she wants to do. As far as I know, and then she probably wants to do 2 or 3 little bamboo shrimps, just kicking up in the corner, because they won't really mess with anybody else in the tank. They're fairly stationary. I mean, other than when they're molting or whatnot, but they're pretty stationary, and they will be. I think that's what she's going for. And I'm not sure what kind of fish she's gonna go for in her do what do you call it, in her fish tank. I'm not sure what fish she's gonna do. Hold on a second. Let's see here. What was that button? I was messing around. I had something. I looked up something, and I wanted to mention it to you guys. But yeah, I think Vicky's going to do the bamboo shrimp, the cardinals, and the blue velvets, which I can never remember what they are off the top of my head for whatever reason. But I think those are the ones that she wants to do again, because she had the blue velvets and what did she have before? She had blue velvets and Amanos, I think, and the bamboo shrimp, of course. I think that's what she had. I'm not. Oh no, she had Reely's. She had Reely shrimp, bamboo shrimp, and the blue velvet shrimp, and then she had Endlers, the bristle nose, bushy bristle nose Palecos, and the whatchamacallit. Something else. Endlers. Yeah. I don't know. I think I got it. But that's where she's going to go. Potato, I'll see if World of Wet Pets has what I'm specifically looking for a type of Synodontis cats. And I'm trying to remember the exact breed of what I'm looking for. And hold on a second. Let me look this up. Angelicus is the ones I'm looking for. Synodontis angelicus is the one that I am looking for. Specificy is the ones that I really like. So hopefully they might have the right ones. Either way, I'd want them to hold on to them for a couple weeks if they've, especially if they've come wild or from overseas or anything like that, to make sure that they're going to do fairly well before I pick them up. Call it a free quarantine period where they quarantine them. Cool. Yeah, if you're going down there tomorrow, check that out. Potato Bro, I would much appreciate it. Because I will forget to call them 100%. So I'm just a hero like that. I just can continuously forget. Yeah. Revo is my name. What up? Oh, I forgot to say what's up. Ever tried Malaysian shrimp? Their larval stage fascinates me. I'm trying to figure out. Honestly, I'm trying to remember if I've done Malaysian shrimp or not. Excuse me. No, I have not done Malaysian shrimp. Those are cool as shit, though. Those are pretty cool. No, I've never done those, but they're Caridina, so, they're in the Caridina family, so I wouldn't imagine. 7484 pH. Oh, their pH is a little bit higher for those guys. Breeding rate. Larval. Okay. Yeah, so that is a little different too. No, I've never done those Malaysian shrimp. Those are pretty cool, though. That might be... Yeah, those might be fun. Those might be fun to do. Those might be fun to do like in the 240 instead of the 180 dedicated. But we're also waiting on the Killies to breed, and then see where they're at, so I can add other stuff, because the monster version of the Killies that are in there right now are basically little angry monsters. But Potato, we have an Apistogramma update. Anna, Banana, and I were scouring high and scouring low in the 240 gallons worth of freshwater aquarium, and we have located more Apistos. So now we're up to about 6, I think, that we can definitively say are different fish. So we're getting closer and closer to how many were added. And they are bigger than they were. They are growing. So we have 2 good things happening. We're locating more of the Apistos. They are definitely starting to set up some of their own areas. One of them has a little... there's multiple of them in a little area of the Dragonstone where they've actually set up their own... They've set up their own little territory in the Dragonstone, in between the Dragonstone and some driftwood there, which is really good, because it's good to see them setting up their area, kind of defending it, and kind of patrolling the area and stuff. That is so good to see. Hopefully they grow up and get a little more space, so I can go get some more Apistos and add them in there. The Achilles were kind of a last-minute addition. Potato knows that I've never really seen that nice of Achilles before, and just kind of had to get them because they've long since been on my list to get those and breed them and have those guys breed. And then but most likely the bred killies, as we talked about last night, are probably going to end up moving into the pond. That's probably going to be their location. Once they do breed, we'll end up netting most of them out of there and moving them to the pond area is going to be their long-term home. I think that's going to be the best bet for them, and I think it's going to be the best bet long-term as far as their breeding program and that kind of stuff to keep them going pretty well. Revo's asking, do you know the lifespan on that species? They're biannual, so they do live like about 2.5 years, I think, is about how long these ones live. They are full grown for sure. There's no question about their full grownness. Whether or not they're at around the 1 year mark or the 2 year mark, we will find out shortly. Because if they breed and spawn, and then all of a sudden start showing up dead, we'll know that was just their natural life, and that won't be too out of the ordinary. And it will also tell us exactly how long they were, or how long they were. We got a tape measure and some guesses. How old they were when I got them, and it won't be a big mystery at that point. So we'll just kind of be moving along, and that will be good to go. Daryl Mix, man, what's up? Hola, muchacho. Hola, muchacho. Potato, they will hit a stride and put on some size in no time. Yeah, them Apistos are definitely sizing up. They're getting bigger and doing well, and they're definitely starting to set out some areas on there. They're setting up some areas in that tank, which is dope. I'm glad that they are doing that, because that is a really good sign that they'll start establishing in that tank and getting some of their spaces to some of those areas to make space, and they'll start growing and doing what they're doing. Joel Gillett uploaded a video I'm going to have to check out, I guess. Excuse me. Airborne Aquatics had to get out of here. Got to go. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. GBY. What the hell? What does GBY mean? Goodbye, y'all? I'm going to guess GBY means goodbye, y'all. Or gingerbread yogurt. Gingerbread yogurt sounds right. I think he was probably trying to say gingerbread yogurt in there. I think that makes the most sense in that sentence. So let's read it out loud here. Gotta go, guys. Hit that like. Subscribe, please. Gingerbread yogurt. Night. Yeah, I think that sounds right. It sounds reasonable to me. I think that's how most people talk. I will have to check that out. Only Experience was saying, how long have you been doing YouTube? Because I swear I've watched your channel like forever. All right, this has come up since we started live streaming. People have been people have been asking this question for a while, and some people ran through some of my old videos to try and figure it out and get to the bottom of it. So the first upload on this channel was at the beginning of, I think, the end of 2011, beginning of 2012. But I started on the old YouTubes in 2008. And most of that is deleted because it was mostly just me cussing and lighting things on fire and drinking beer and throwing things out of cars, which is just generally a bad idea, period, let alone uploading videos about it onto the internet, if you know what I mean. A bunch of old videos from when I was a young guy, and we made a lot of crazy decisions in our youth, and somehow survived them. I don't know how. I don't necessarily recommend it. I do say go out there and do some wild stuff, but don't endanger other people, which I generally didn't. But I can't give you a 100% guarantee. But you know what I mean. Get a jet ski and have a good time. Or go skydiving or rock climbing. Oh, I love rock climbing. We're going to get back to rock climbing at some point in time. What is Joel Gillett asking? Can I release those vids on the Patreon? No. No. And no. Mainly because I've deleted most of them. I took a magnet to some of the old hard drives. Some of the archived hard drives had a lot of suspicious things like Elvis tracks, you know. We can go on together with suspicious files. Delete this hard drive. It's all garbage. Caught in a trap. Right? You know what I'm talking about? A lot of that had been deleted. Most of it had been removed. You could probably delve around in the internet and find a lot of old material of certain things that I have or haven't done in the past, but that is all fine and dandy. I'm just not going to endorse it any further. A lot of my behavior was really deplorable, and here's the thing. Some of it was entertaining. I get it for sure. A lot of it was entertaining, and not to remove the entertainment value, but I don't feel like it's any kind of positivity because a lot of people's feelings were hurt around that period of time. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to endorse it. I don't want to put it out there, and I don't want to. I just don't want to be a part of it. It is a part of me. I feel like I've learned from a lot of that stuff, but I don't need to have it out there. It doesn't need to be out there, and there ain't nobody getting smarter from watching it. And plus, there are plenty of dipshit videos out there. I mean, you could just type that right into YouTube, and you'll get 100,000 videos. Somebody getting run over by a car or whatever. Those are pretty easy to find. Dead Boy NYC, what are you doing so late? What are you doing so late? Revo is my name. I feel a boom in the fish tank hobby is around the corner on YouTube. Joey with his spot in the top trending with his massive tank. I don't think necessarily there's going to be a big boom. I think there already has been a big boom. There was quite a big one a while ago, a few years back, I would say, honestly. We're just starting to get more and more accessibility from the algorithm to pass on the specific channels as compared to how it used to be, as how the algorithm used to be. You used to search direct SEO optimized searches, and you would get videos that would come up. Nowadays, it actually kind of send you down a corridor of stuff that you like. I think that's the big thing that's going on with a lot of the channels that are out there. The optimization is working a lot better for people out there that have so much that's searchable. That is a big part of what is, I believe, going on with some of the big channels. You start seeing some of those big channels turning things over and whatnot. Not certainly don't want to. I'm certainly not trying to speak disparagingly of anybody, but I think that is some of. No, I'm not speaking disparagingly. I think just the wake is dragging people along. That's what I mean. Does that make sense? I'm like, not that there's nothing like negative about that. So I don't know why I was saying I didn't want to speak disparagingly, but I think the wake is kind of dragging a lot more people along because, like, let's say if you watch my video and then it ends, you'll get a bunch more videos along these lines will come up, and then whereas before when you used to log out and log back in tomorrow, it would sort of spread out your the stuff that you like. But now it actually just kind of picks it right back up where in the morning. So if that makes sense, I think that's the thing that's going on, is that a lot of the same people are watching the same stuff, and they have a lot longer thread now to just watch things that are going on. Plus, YouTube Red is really helping out a ton of people because, like, let's say you wanted to listen to this live stream. If you're on YouTube Red, you can actually just play it on your phone as a podcast because you can the YouTube Red, you could just play the video and turn your screen off and set it down and just listen to this whole thing as it was happening. And that is definitely helping out a lot, because anybody that puts up long videos like me don't get hamstrung anymore by people like having to sit directly in front of either their phone or their computer for a really long time, so people can be doing other stuff and actually just listen to what's going on and YouTube Red lets people do that. I've had a lot of people message me that that's how they do it and that's how they like it. One last thing, I just posted the Patreon is in the chat right there. It will be in the description of the video if anybody wants to patronize the Patreon patronization. Only experience was saying, if you were me and building a greenhouse for fish tanks when laying cement, ... what would you put underneath the cement? Slag, sand, dirt, or rock? And do I put steel beams in it? Okay, yes, you put rebar in it. All should be tied together with rebar and baling wire for sure. And underneath it really depends on how you want to either A, how big of a slab, and B, what is the grade underneath it is what you're going to have to do. But we will get into that. That is a really long conversation, only experience. So, but I am building a greenhouse, and I will be most likely pouring a slab for it. So we'll talk about some of the planning of that. I'll try to get that together maybe Sunday. So go ahead and either comment on this video or send me a private message, or head over to darkstararts.com, grab my email off of there. You can send it to me in an email, and I will work on getting a better description and show you some of the stuff that I'm working on here in regards to that. We can definitely go over that, because I am building a greenhouse that will house our aquaponics in it, supplied by our pond. And yeah, that whole system is definitely coming up. Joel Gillett says that's what I do most of the time. People think I'm listening to music at work, but that I'm crazy because I occasionally laugh. Yeah. I know a lot of people listen to YouTube Red for sure. I definitely listen to podcasts all day long while I'm working. I get to listen to people like Sam Harris or Joe Rogan or whoever that have all these really interesting, intelligent people on them. I love music. Music is a big part of my life, but I can't listen to the same Pandora stations over and over again. It just starts to make me lose my mind. It's like I've heard this song 20 times this week. Cichlid Bro is supposed to be at work right now, called in sick, installing floors tomorrow, so good night. Good night, brother. We are coming up on the last minute here, so I want to say thank you to everybody for your super chat contributions. Neurotic, thank you very much. Neurotic. Eddie West, thank you very much, coming straight out of Kansas. Potato Bro out of Oregon. Joel Gillett out of New Zealand with them New Zealand dollars. Thank you very much. I much appreciate everyone's super chats. We'll be back tomorrow at an undetermined time. I like to do it earlier, but we're, like I said, driving out to the ocean and back to drop off a load of furniture. So, special thanks to anybody coming in. If there was something that you guys needed, feel free to email it to me. Feel free to message it onto this video. You can direct message me, whatever you need to do, get it to me, and I will definitely work on getting you a good, solid answer. If I don't know it, I'll research it and ask people. Coming up in the fellow, man, I'm tripping over my tongue. In the future videos and live streams coming up, Mellow Moogle, hello and good night. Quiet your ears. Silence your sounds, because we're gonna have to find the button that is over here entitled Later.